is Monday, January 19th, a day to honor Martin Luther King Jr. Through nonviolent resistance, Dr. King tore down walls of segregation. He taught us that love can drive out hate. Today, we remember his dream and renew our commitment to make it real. And with that, we welcome you inside. Good morning, football, everybody. If you are at home in observation of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, thank you for spending your morning with us. We had an incredible weekend enjoying the game that we all love here at the breakfast table in divisional round playoffs, and it was capped off by an instant classic. Kyle, before we do the highlight, where did you watch this game? Normally I have this vision of you, and you brag about your perfect setup, just your one couch and your one screen. But you're in California this weekend with your family. How'd you watch the game?
Hotel room.
Oh.
One bed, one screen, just sitting there the entire time. And do we have it? Do we have Stacy? I think we do. Stacey Dales, you won the weekend. It wasn't the Patriots. Yeah. It wasn't the Rams. It was Stacey Dales who got the greatest video of all time. You can have your Loch Ness or your Bigfoot. Go ahead, roll it.
Everywhere. If I was there filming it live and I saw the catch-up, it was everywhere.
Steadiest hand in the Midwest.
And the Rams fans like, the most impressive part about it is that we won the game. Yeah. Right? What are you showing Bears highlights for? Let's get into it. This is a very, very long highlight we're about to do, so everybody get comfortable.
All right.
But this game was worthy of it. Scoreless early on a 4th and 3. This is one of the stories of the game. 4th down for the Bears was not friendly at all. Neither was Kobe Durant. Kobe Durant, straight up Bears killer. It's like Aaron Rodgers and Kobe Durant. He had a day. So Caleb also, there's a lot of this going on this time of year. We're seeing all these quarterbacks hit their fingers. You got to keep an eye on it. Kyron, what do you think?
Oh, man, he's the man. He's the man.
Bowling ball.
He's stuffed up in a big way.
So there weren't a lot of points in this. Caleb now, 4th and goal. Again, this is one they actually got. Back. DJ Moore got it. Lot of talk about DJ Moore. 7-7. And this is just a stuff job. We had a lot of these. And there's a lot of it was really, really cold on a 3rd and 6. We haven't said this guy's name yet. Puka. I thought he was going to have 800 yards in this game. He did not. But he forced down this. They handed it to Puka and went by boom. Teo, what do you think?
That's exactly what we need Puka to do.
Wasn't enough, and then there goes that man. Jalen Johnson loses contain, and that's a touchdown. Kyron Williams, Matt McVay fired up because the Bears offense can't do anything, and they hadn't done anything for a long time. Most of it, and very dramatic at the end. Stafford super fired up, going back to the title game.
Yep.
They go up to Seattle, and the Bears go to Cabo. 20-17, guys. Let's hear from Matthew Stafford and Caleb Williams after that one.
I definitely, didn't get into a great rhythm today. There's no question about that. Had some opportunities in the past game. Just some things that made it tough. Obviously, I can be better. But playoff football is about winning the football game. Played great through for a bunch of yards last year in the snow, and we lost. So that sucks. So I'm happy to have played a little bit worse today and going home with a win. So we'll take that.
Obviously, not happy about the outcome, obviously frustrated about the outcome, but that's over with, and I can't go back and change it. And so going to go back and watch, figure out how I can be better for the near future and, help this organization get to where we want to be.
This time of year, I fear that we teeter on overusing the phrase instant classic. But sometimes they do just qualify, and that one does. Rams-Bears, instant classic. Now Rams go on to play in an NFC title game with another NFC West matchup on the line with the Seahawks. But we have to review what happened on Sunday night. Kyle, Tirico once again crushed all the calls that he had to set up. But between a kicker for the Rams that has a ridiculous nickname to a #1 overall pick, in which as much as Caleb giveth, he also taketh. Your thoughts on the whole package?
Mevis.
the thicker kicker.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of thick kickers wearing 92. Yeah. But he was good.
Yeah.
I wrote a bunch of random things. I think that game was I kept saying it was odd. And I think it was a lot because of the weather. Because otherwise, it was not Ben Johnson's best game. It was not Sean McVay's best game. Stafford felt like he was just in this fog for most of the game. Like, they kind of just went to sleep, and I'm like, Puka, I felt kept waiting for him to dominate. He didn't. Devontae was completely lost for most of the game. On the Bears side, my God, they're so bad in short yards. There was a million 4th and 1s and 3rd and 1s. Rome was dropping the ball. Loveland was dropping the ball. Let's get into what I think is the most important part of the entire game was the Rams goal line stand. Because the Bears somehow snatched momentum. And then the Rams on the goal line, they just started kicking ass. And this play was incredible.
Oh, yes.
Incredible.
Big time.
Rome Odunze's taking heat on line because he didn't block his guy. He's a wide receiver. The Rams defense was awesome here. And then they just, I hated the play call here. It had no chance. For 4 straight times, they didn't move Caleb out of the pocket. I think Ben Johnson was stiff in this game. I think his creativity, dare I say his cojones, I don't know. Like, it's just, they were very, very, very flat. And the Rams were better in the bigger moments. And then we have, listen, I'll end with this. I want to hear your thoughts. This is an infamous interception by Caleb for a million different reasons. Then he has the cleanest pocket he has all night. Absolutely beautiful. All day. Could have run, could have checked down, could have done anything. And there's a huge, huge online uproar amongst Bears fans that what the hell was DJ Moore doing on this play? DJ Moore, a hero this year. Depending on your perspective, it does look like he was jogging across the field and Caleb throws him. Now, DJ did not speak last night. Caleb was asked directly about it. He was diplomatic. Ben Johnson was diplomatic. I would just encourage DJ as a fan of his and as a Bears hero, you got to speak. You got to say something because DJ is getting torched online for having a lack of effort and mailing it in on the last play of the game. Let's find out what happened. Caleb calls it a miscommunication, but that was everything was in front of you, and you throw this interception and it's just over. And if it's because the wide receiver's effort, that is a terrible, terrible way for that season to end. And I would like to hear from that wide receiver before I cast judgment.
Yeah, I like that, KB. I think you mentioned, Jamie, you knew it was going to be an instant classic. I think we knew it was going to be an instant classic from the national anthem.
From the jump?
Man, that national anthem, guys, and you could hear the stadium singing along, like the pride. And I was like, man, I don't know how we're able to top this. And then the game comes along and you start to see it. And my first reaction, guys, was this. I was like, if the Bears defense can play like that, they can win a Super Bowl. Because I think that was the best that the Bears defense has played all year long.
Dennis Allen was great last night.
Dennis Allen was great.
He was better than Johnson.
Yes. There were certain play calls that I saw that are like, man, that is a gritty defense that they really needed at this time. Now, to your point, KB, there are certain calls that Ben Johnson was making that I was like, that's just stat, right? There's just certain things that happen in a football game. When this happens to a tight end, you're anticipating that. The PBU down there in the goal line, that is one of those plays that you could, whenever you see someone do that jet motion to the sideline like that low in the red zone, you know that they're going to run that sort of text route. And I think, to your point, there's so many things that we've got so accustomed to Ben Johnson and being creative and doing things out of the box that throws our keys off as defenders, that I thought that he played things a little bit close to the vest a little bit.
He went so long without scoring. At one point, I was like, can we get a trick play?
Yeah. Give us a lateral, something.
Yeah.
Right. Give us a throwback.
Do a hook and ladder. It works every time these days. Anything. And it just weren't.
Yeah, it was just more of a prototypical offense. And that is something that I think didn't play too well. Again, I didn't know if it was because of the elements. I don't know because of the weather, that he didn't want to have to use all of this misdirection and the footing and all of that stuff, because a lot of people don't know, playing on that grass this late in the year, you don't have that much traction. That's kind of the stuff that I thought stood out to me, Rashad, in regards to the play calling. But as far as the atmosphere, you could tell from the national anthem, it's one of those things you're on the sideline like, man, this is what it's all about.
Yeah,
this is what it's all about.
Absolutely. You felt this was going to be an instant classic from the gate. And to your point, man, first of all, Dennis Allen, he called a heck of a game. Shout out to my old head coach with the Raiders. So it's good to see him. He's been bouncing around, and he's done an outstanding job over there. If you would have told me at the beginning of the game that the Bears was going to hold the Rams to 17 points, I would have said, yeah, the Bears probably going to take this. But they didn't. Right. They absolutely didn't. I think Ben Johnson got a little bit too greedy certain times, should have maybe just taken a field goal in those kind of conditions and elements. But Kyron Williams stood out to me. Last year, Kyron went in doubt. And so I think they're a little bit more stout in the run game than they want to give credit to. So, I mean, listen, I'm excited for the Rams. Bears, obviously, we knew they were playing with house money. You know, they lose this game, everybody's still excited. They got their franchise guys still haven't thrown for 4,000. That will come, I think. But this is the type of game that you look back and you just think as a fan, I saw a really outstanding game. Truly, truly. And maybe we get into it later. I could give some perspective on what I think DJ Moore, why it's hard for him to speak right now if we get into it later.
Yeah, I mean, DJ is also a mercurial guy, and he chooses his words carefully, and I love DJ. I just don't want to see somebody get eaten up online without at least defending themselves. And I know that it's come down across the safety, and Caleb thought he was going here, and he did. It's a huge play. imagine being a Rams fan and watching that throw to Kmet. Like, because Caleb immediately starts running backwards,
right,
like, oh, this
done.
isn't going to work.
It's over.
This looks terrible.
Yeah.
Well, this is some weird technical stuff he's doing.
Yeah.
And then it feels like, this is what it feels like to me. It feels like Steph Curry at half court, and it's like 3, 2, and he just throws up one, and it goes in. And it goes, the buzzer, and you're like, wow, and he extends it to triple overtime. It felt like Steph Curry throwing up a 60-footer and just making it, and it's not even that big of a deal. When this happened, even the biggest Bears hater or anything must have been like, I guess they're winning the Super Bowl. Like,
right.
I guess this is how, I mean, if you're watching this game, diehard Rams, you're like, we're definitely not going to win. Is this divine intervention? Is this the Pope? Like, what is happening?
So many Pope
this
references.
Can't happen because that 4th down against the Packers, that was like a handoff compared to that. That was like dunked on it so hard. It was such a different weight class. And then they just couldn't finish because of the weird interception. But what a play. An all-time play that you just felt like something special is happening here.
It was like beyond a Hail Mary, and now we're getting into like a lot of religious references. Like there's a Hail Mary.
I think it was harder than a Hail Mary.
I think it was better than a Hail Mary.
Yeah. I like
a Pope pass.
A Hail Mary I've seen a bunch of times. You throw it up and everybody high points it. Yeah. This was the backwards.
And he was so open.
It was so casual.
It was,
I know.
Kyle, you mentioned something that you hated the play call on the 4th down stop by the Rams for that kind of forced pass play in the middle of the end zone. If you hated the play call on that, did you want Ben Johnson to go for 2 at the end of the game?
It's a good question. No, he had a good answer, actually. After the game, they said, you score the crazy touchdown, you have all the momentum, the Rams are depleted psychologically. Did you think about going for 2? He said, yeah. He said, I did. He said, I'm going to paraphrase. He's like, we were so bad at the goal line all game, I didn't have the confidence. Like, they had been stuffed routinely, and they're just coming off probably 20 minutes earlier after the goal line stand. He's like, let's kick it, because he didn't feel great. But, God, if you score that touchdown, the Rams are dazed because you get up there, give me some nifty little play where you throw it out to the receiver and they didn't do it. And obviously they regret it now. But I thought that was an honest answer where he essentially said, we sucked at the goal line all game, so I didn't want to do it.
I also think that to a certain degree, what it does for a defense, that I'm anticipating that you're going to go for 2. And then when you don't and you kick the field goal, in my head, I'm like, okay, we got him.
We survived.
We got him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I'm almost hoping you kick the field goal because knowing whatever you're going to do down there, right? So there's so many different layers to it from a defender standpoint where I'm like, man, these guys are about to go for 2. Like, we have to come up big for them. And then you go for 1. I'm like, oh, maybe they're just doubting themselves a little bit, and then I think that starts to trickle down.
Talk about DJ Moore. Like you alluded to. So just let me make sure everyone understands. The interception at the end of the game, it was ugly interception. DJ is the intended receiver, doesn't get anywhere close to the ball. And there's a million cut-ups online. There's a million Bears fans screaming anything from what was he doing to cut him. And this is a Bears hero.
These and the nuances of slowing the tape down because